Welcome back to the Josh and Wendy cooking show. Today we are gonna make Cincinnati style chili, and then we're gonna make it with the spaghetti, and we'll show you what a 3-way, 4-way, and 5-way is. Let's get into cooking. So we're gonna start with a little olive oil. Our pan's heating. We'll let that kind of get up to temperature. Move it around a little bit here. So the thing with Cincinnati style chili is that it's not like normal chili. You're gonna have a different spice profile than you normally would. So you actually use chocolate, cinnamon, and allspice, and chili powder. We have some apple cider vinegar here. That is gonna make this inherently different than what you would think of as a normal chili. This is more a Mediterranean style. And we're gonna start with some shallots and some garlic. We tend to use shallots when we cook instead of onion because Wendy and Penny are allergic to them. So that's why we use shallots a lot. There we go. You can already hear it starting to sizzle. Kind of spread that out. You just wanna get a light cook on this. And then we're gonna add our chicken in. Typically you would use beef, but we're gonna use a ground chicken because we're trying to eat less red meat. So we thought we'd try this little experiment. But if you're a fan of beef and you want beef, like have at it, use beef. So this is about 4 cloves of garlic and about half a medium-sized shallot here in the pan. All right, now I'm gonna add the chicken here. Just dump that in. And we'll start cutting it up. And really, we're just looking to kind of get a sear on the chicken. We don't have to cook it all the way through because we're gonna let this simmer for a while once we get everything in. All right, so I've been cooking this, trying to get it real finely chopped. That's the other thing with Cincinnati style chili. You really just, it's like a very fine meat texture, no big chunks of meat. We're getting there with the cook on the meat. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add our apple cider vinegar here. Whew, it's potent. I'll go ahead and sprinkle in the chocolate. Kind of mix that around a little bit. Starting to get some color there. And we'll go ahead and get our spice mixture in here. This does have chili powder in it. We'll add a little bit more because I don't think I put enough in there. Now we're starting to get some color on this. I don't know if we'll achieve the normal like dark brown color that you get with the Cincinnati style chili just because we're using a chicken. Typically you'd use beef with beef broth. All right, so now we'll add in some chicken stock. I'm gonna go for about 3 cups. Then we need some tomato sauce and some tomato paste. We're just gonna kind of stir this and incorporate it, and then we're gonna let it simmer for a good while. You really want it to cook down some. There should be a little bit of sauce, but not too much. It's definitely more of a dry chili. Now we're starting to get a good color. All right, we're gonna let this cook for a while, and then I'll bring you back when we're getting closer. All right, so you can see we got a nice deep rich color here. Again, you would get an even darker brown if you used the beef broth and the ground beef. And again, we didn't get a super fine chop on this. Usually your meat would be a little finer than that, but it's pretty good. I have tasted it. You know, whenever you're cooking, always taste things. We've adjusted. We've got 5 teaspoons of brown sugar in here now. We actually misread the recipe and we only added like 2 tablespoons of chocolate. What we really needed was just a whole ounce. So we had 2-ounce bars, so we ended up putting more chocolate in here. Worcestershire sauce, I think that's how you say that. Worcestershire. And we just let this cook for 20 minutes, kind of let it simmer, thicken, and this is what you're going for. And so while we were doing that, we've got this pot of kidney beans that we warmed up. And we made some spaghetti. We've got that set off over there. And chili, typically when you go to Skyline or Gold Star, those are the two here, they tend to just use a cheddar, but we just grabbed this because that's what was available at the store at the time. And this is, you want more of a fine shred on it. You don't want the big chunks, you want the fine shred is what they use in the restaurants. And you know, funny, if you're watching this, like there is a difference between Gold Star and Skyline. So here in Cincinnati, you have two restaurants that kind of mainly offer up Cincinnati style chili as their, what you can purchase as kind of like their main thing they sell. And one is Gold Star and one is Skyline. And there's definitely like, it's very much like a Coke versus Pepsi kind of thing. We're definitely a Skyline family. And so you make the three-way, it's spaghetti and then chili on top and then cheese on that, and that's the three ingredients. They also have conies, so you just get a small hot dog bun, put the small hot dog in there, chili, then you can do onions if you want, and then cheese on it. And then there's other variations. So we'll get this plated up and kind of show you the variations of what you can do. Also, if you are interested, we have these t-shirts. We have an Etsy store. We designed these, mostly Wendy, but this one says, "Do my fingers smell like garlic?" They kind of do, because I chopped some garlic. We also have the other one you might see Wendy wear, says "needs salt," but if you go on Etsy and search for Accent Apparel, you can find these t-shirts, and we'll put a link in the description below. So we're gonna plate it. I'm gonna show you the different ways you can do it. So if you're doing a three-way, just put the spaghetti in the bottom. This is gluten-free spaghetti. Actually, we'll just go ahead and get all three done with the spaghetti. A little bit more, there we go. All right, so for a three-way, you just have spaghetti, chili, and then a generous serving of cheese on top. All right, so now we'll do the four-way. Technically, a four-way can be either or here. It's really your choice. We'll do it with the bean. So I think people in this house are more likely to eat beans. So you put the beans next, kind of just form a layer on top of that chili like that. And then you come in with the cheese. Make sure you get it generously covered. And lastly, we'll do a five-way. Sometimes they call it all the way. Come in with the beans, get a covering here. And then the element for the five-way, you're adding raw onion here. There we go. And then we come in with the cheese, generous. There you have it. Three-way, four-way bean, five-way with onion and bean. All right, let's give it a taste. Coming in. Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, it's not like Skyline perfect, but that's a good Cincinnati chili. Thanks for watching. If you are interested, hit that like button. If you liked it, subscribe. And then if you haven't already, we have other videos. So over here, you can hit that subscribe button, or over here, you can watch another video of ours. And then I actually think this video up here is gonna be the best dang video you could click on, so click it. Thanks, see you next time.